My sister lied to my landlord and got me kicked out of my apartment. I signed a lease to my apartment about a year ago, and I was looking forward to signing another year-long lease with my landlord because I enjoyed living there. It was family-friendly and close to my work. I thought everything was perfect. The Saturday before my lease was up, my landlord showed up at my apartment without giving me any kind of notice. I was a little surprised and invited him inside, thinking he was there to do some kind of checkup for the apartment. Instead, he cornered me in the kitchen when I was getting him a glass of water. I dropped the glass, shattering it against the tiled floor when he pushed me against the counter by the stove. His hands immediately went to my hips and I stiffened, frozen in fear and shock. "A little birdie told me you had a crush on me," he whispered. I was shaking at that point and I tried ducking around him, but his grip was firm. "Let me go," I said, proud of my voice for not shaking. He smirked. "Now you're playing hard to get? What's it going to take to get you to just give in?" I placed my hands on his chest and shoved hard, but he barely moved. Instead, he pressed himself harder against my hands and began moving his fingers up my body. I slapped his hands away as anger finally began rising. My fear turned into rage as my fight response kicked in. "Leave me alone," I yelled. "This is completely inappropriate and I'm going to report you for this." I should have seen the attack coming, but it all happened so fast. He slapped me across the face and I fell back against the counter in a daze. He's never given off a violent vibe before and it completely shocked me. He moved forward, but I struck my foot out, connecting with his legs and making him stumble backward. I stepped over the pile of glass and water and rushed out of the kitchen, heading for the apartment door. I heard him curse and follow me, so I picked up speed. I almost made it. He grabbed my arm to stop me from escaping and fear rose hot and swift. I screamed loud and hard, stunning him into releasing me. He hissed out a breath. "Your sister was wrong," he snapped. "This isn't worth it. You have until next weekend to get your stuff and move out." Then he stormed out of the apartment, slamming the door behind him. I was shaking with fear and anger as I quickly locked the door behind him. I couldn't believe what just happened, and I didn't want to believe my own sister was responsible. I grabbed my phone, keys, and wallet and left the apartment, getting in my car and driving across town to my parents' house where my sister was staying. I got out of the car and jogged into the house, not bothering to knock. My sister was sitting in the living room watching TV with my parents. I exploded when I saw her, unable to keep my emotions in. "How could you?" She jerked her head around to stare at me, startled. "What? Did you seriously send my landlord to attack me?" I couldn't stop screaming. My parents were completely surprised by my outburst. My sister tried to look surprised, but her little smirk came through and I knew the truth. "It was just a joke," she laughed cruelly. "How was that a joke?" I yelled. "He assaulted me, then kicked me out of my apartment when I refused to sleep with him." Mom leaned forward, face pale. "You did what?" she hissed. My sister finally realized that no one found it funny. She shrank in her seat, eyes darting around looking for an escape. "It was just a joke." Her voice was weak as she tried to explain her actions. "I just told him that you liked sleeping around and had a huge crush on him. I didn't think he'd do anything about it." I shook my head, disgusted. "Look at my face," I said. "He made me bleed. I can't believe you." I wiped the blood off my lip and the tears from my cheeks. Mom rushed over to me and pulled me into a warm hug while Dad stood and towered over my sister. "When did you become so cold-hearted?" he demanded harshly. "You're done. I'm giving you a week to move out, and your sister is moving in instead until she can get on her feet again. Maybe you'll think twice before lying like that and ruining someone's life. Now go to your room and stay there." My sister shot me a venomous look before obeying. I moved back in with my parents after my week was up and my sister was kicked out. Last I heard, she and my old landlord ran off together after he was investigated for assaulting multiple tenants.